Welcome to CVTV News, your only televised news source for Stafford, Fredericksburg, and the Spotsylvania area. I'm David Kerr with my co-host,
Deidre Haven. This week we have 3 segments for you. The stories are neatly organized for you as history, rail service, and technology. David, do you mind if I start it off?
Of course, go right ahead, Georgia.
Thank you. The Fredericksburg Area Museum, we know it as FAM, wants its members and regular visitors to know that it will be closed from January 1st through February 29th, 2020. 3 of our favorite exhibits will be retired and replaced by new installations. The outgoing displays include people and their pets, a magical collection, and our Fredericksburg story in our own words. The new exhibits will be revealed on March 1st and include Fredericksburg baseball and SITES hometown teams, that's SITES. While Fredericksburg baseball is about our local baseball history, SITES is a traveling exhibit on loan from the Smithsonian Institute, and it examines the role of sports in American society. In May of 2020, the exhibit St. George's 300th anniversary will open, featuring the history of one of Fredericksburg's oldest churches. If you would like more information on the museum closing, the new exhibits, or how to become a FAM donor or member with special preview privileges,
Definitely join.
yes, please visit their website at famva.org.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is. We love FAM.
Well, Statuary Hall is one of the must-see spots on a visit to the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. With 100 statues, 2 representing prominent historical figures from each state, it really is all about statues. Some are well known, like Kansas's Dwight D. Eisenhower or Ohio's Thomas Alva Edison, and some are downright awe-inspiring, like Hawaii's King Kamehameha. The states take a lot of pride in the persons that represent them in this national landmark. However, states do change out their statues from time to time. It's rather common. Sometimes it's because the state wants to refresh its presence with a more modern figure, or because the person may have become more controversial over the years. This happens. This may be happening in Virginia, too. Virginia's 2 statues are of George Washington and of Robert E. Lee. Lee is shown in his full Confederate uniform. Governor Ralph Northam, along with 2 Virginia congressmen, think it's time for Lee's statue to be replaced by another prominent Virginian. There are a host of suggestions. Virginia doesn't lack for heroes and inspiring individuals. There's a lot of agreement on that. For Lee to be removed from Statuary Hall will require a bill to pass both houses, then be signed by the governor, that then instructs the governor to ask the architect of the Capitol, are you following all this, to remove the statue from the floor in favor of another choice. A number of states that made up the old Confederacy, including Alabama and Florida, have replaced Civil War heroes with new statues. So we'll just have to see how that progresses.
We'll be following that.
Now, I hear you have an adventure tale here.
I do.
A true one.
I have a story for you that will be added to the history books.
Cool.
We've all heard of Amelia Earhart. She was the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean and disappeared mid-flight in 1937. How about George Francis Train? His 3 attempts to circumnavigate the world in less than 80 days finally came to fruition in 1890. The movie Around the World in 80 Days is loosely based on his adventure.
Starring David Niven.
Yes. I have no doubt that a local modern-day pilot will soon be added to the list of extraordinary aviators. Historians, I present to you Bill Harrelson. His 6-person crew, a light single-engine Lancair 4. Harrelson is a retired pilot, and his crew included his wife Sue, also a retired airline captain, and other folks specializing in weather, flight planning, and problem solving. His goal was to break the round-the-world flight record, going east to west, in a lightweight, non-supercharged, non-turbocharged aircraft. The plane used was specially rigged. It was a kit-built machine made for flying thousands of miles at high speeds. There's barely room for the pilot in the plane because of the space that the 10 fuel tanks occupied, adding about a ton of weight to the plane. This added weight mandated very long runways for the longest legs of the flight. Harrelson took off from a private airstrip in Stafford County earlier this month and returned to Dogwood Air Park last week, shattering the old record held by Max Conrad in 1961. Harrelson completed his mission in little over 7 days, breaking the record by 19 hours. Harrelson's average speed was 138 miles per hour compared to 123 miles per hour for Conrad.